I thought the bank denied robbery ever happening there. It's not a bank robbery,
or attempted robbery. But any which way, some people have been arrested. There was so Nancy will share with us exactly what the police say happened.
Okay. I think that is
what they know happened at this time.
Yeah.
So let's listen to Nancy.
So the Ghana Police Service today, yesterday arrested one suspect of a robbery syndicate and gunned down two others for planned robbery attempt on some banks in Labone, Accra. So
planned robbery attempts on some banks, not one.
So it wasn't one bank.
Okay.
Now, at about 10:45 a.m., the police received intelligence that a gang of robbers, were preparing to attack the GCB Bank, EcoBank, and Zenith Bank, all at Labone.
Okay, so three banks that they were targeting.
GCB, Zenith, and then EcoBank.
Great.
Those were their targets.
Interesting.
A police team was immediately deployed to Labone, where the gang members were spotted in their vehicles parked close to the banks.
Okay. Upon
sighting the police, one of the vehicles sped off in an attempt to escape. The police gave them a chase and arrested suspect Augustine Okechukwu Mazi. Augustine Okechukwu Mazi. The other occupants, however, managed to escape. The robbers in the second vehicle also tried to escape amidst firing. The police engaged them in a shootout, resulting in the death of two suspects. Police also recovered two vehicles, a Toyota Highlander vehicle with registration number GS 143418 and a Hyundai Texan vehicle with registration number GS 791517 and a blow pistol. Now, suspect Augustine Okechukwu Mazi is in custody assisting the investigation while the bodies of the deceased suspects have been deposited at the morgue for preservation, identification, and autopsy. The Ghana Police Service highly commends the response team for successfully foiling the planned robbery attempt. The service is also grateful to members of the public who continue to share credible information on criminal activities with the police.
So they were being conveyed in two cars. And their targets were three banks. So the Ghana Police Service, they got, there was somebody who was blowing whistle past their area. So they knew about it. So they went there to foil those attempts, those robberies. And of course, looks like they were successful. But they said the passenger, one of the vehicles escaped.
Yes.
Or the people in them escaped.
The people escaped.
Okay.
So they got two vehicles. Yeah. And they're able to gun down two of the suspects.
I arrested one.
Augustine Okechukwu Mazi.
Okay.
That name jumped at me.
Clearly not a Ghanaian.
Exactly.
Yes. It's not a Ghanaian name. Well, let's go over the phone lines and have a quick conversation with Mr. Richard Kumadoe, who is fraud and security consultant. Thank you very much for your time and good morning to you.
Morning, Sana.
First of all, what do you make of the development in this attempted robbery matter?
Okay, so every year I travel across Ghana to do nationwide risk assessment in the area of financial crime and security. We just came back and we are not surprised of what we are hearing, except to say that the police have three options under such circumstances. One is to distract the intended robbers. Number two is to disrupt their operation. And number three is to engage them in fire for fire. And the police chose the third option. So that is where we are.
I see. So clearly the police had information on this.
Okay, so when they said intelligence, it means three things. It means that these guys have come to notice they might have committed a crime somewhere, or somebody within their means would have tipped off the police a month, 2 months, 3 months, a week, or on the day of the operation, or a reliable source within the geographical area matter who have worked with the police and has become a police source or asset might have called the police in a distress manner. And normally when the police are called to come in as a result of a distress call, they seem to come with high level equipment. Unlike when they want to distract them and they are just doing the normal patrol, you hear them blowing the siren, or within a space of time they multiply themselves in a particular area. Or they will walk to certain people who are parked within certain locations and ask them, are you looking for somebody? Residents have complained, you've been here for a very long time. So these are the dynamics. But once the police say they have intelligence, it means that they are either robbing the entire bank or they want to take on somebody who have a financial relationship with the bank as a customer. Or if you work within the financial sector like I have done over many years, one of the issues that comes out is specie movement. A specie is where they have money to be moved into the bank or from one bank to another early in the morning or when they close and after call over is done, then they have to move the money. But because the branches or the banks have insurance, the insurance cover may say that when you exceeded your limit in the boat, you need to move the money. So they have these patterns of movement. And you realize when the bullion van issue came up, we all came in to say that those who provide services within the financial sector must equip their bullion van material is in line with the movement of specie. So when you hear bank robbery, either one, they are robbing the customer, or number two, they want to take on the whole branch within time limit, or number three, they want to attack a bullion van just like it happened at the Sprinters Road some time ago, or at the police station on the Kolebo Road.
And considering the police say categorically in their statement that there were 3 banks that were targets of this, what do you think they are communicating?
Within that spread, if you remember, many years ago, the only cardinal point there is the coffee shop. But now from GCB to EcoBank, there's a new restaurant there on your left-hand side. That is when you enter from Labone Junction. Then, when you go straight, it used to be a CBG there. On the right-hand side of the CBG, you used to have a powerful person at that particular junction with a tall wall. That whole stretch goes to the former Aliza Hotel, and that is where you have the high-rising buildings now. Now, if you do not take your right-hand side and you go straight ahead, you miss Zenith Bank on your left. Just ahead of Zenith Bank, you meet another powerful restaurant on your right. Then you are going to the Canadian Embassy. There's a hospital there, powerful hospital, a lot of people visit. Then you are going to Class Media. So this is the geographical location of the area. And because of the nature of activities within the area, it gives people within the crime business also opportunity to study the area and see which banks or which avenues they can exploit. Now, if it is true that they park their car there for a very long time, then it means that either they are also staying in a guest house, a hotel, or within any of their restaurants, and the police must see that, they have identified GCB, EcoBank, and Zenith, even though there might be CBG within the space, and that is the way it works.
And they are also suggesting that there were some robbers who managed to escape. And I'm wondering what happens subsequent to this one arrest. You said they choose the approach of returning fire. Yes. Returning fire.
Once the guy escapes, the good thing is that they have a suspect in their hands. Through interviewing, questioning, interrogating, it makes life easier for them to get to the other people. And you see, there's a reason why sometimes the police will tell you these guys are the same guys who rob Sakrade or on the Sprinters Road. They have the trend and the pattern analysis they do through forensic. So the good thing is that they have a suspect that will help them. They also have some cameramen. They may run them randomly, adivially, and it will pop up certain things. But within the financial crime environment again, June, July, August is a peak for criminals within the space before we get to November.
June, July, August.
Victims to December, Christmas.
You mean June, July, August?
Yes.
It's a peak.
Yeah, it's a peak for them. They do a lot of financial crime activities. The police are aware, and they are also aware that the police are aware before we get to November. So within the space, the bankers are also aware, and that is why they will improve the security infrastructure of the bank. That's why we are doing certain parts of the country up north, where we are doing security operational. We've done the risk assessment. We are improving the sensors, the guard patrols, the alarm systems, the motion sensors, access control for the entire bank, because they have become vulnerable by some of these robberies that took place within their space. And people within the financial sector are aware. So sometimes you see them increasing the access control perimeters by employing more private security company, or they rotate the security companies that visit them, and they engage the police people to have more men. Because if your branch is at an isolated place, you are likely not to have police presence for a very long time. But if you are within a cluster of place, then the security officers they deploy to the place may keep an eye on all the branches. And once they are the one calling for backup, the likelihood that backup will come early is also high. So this is what goes on within the financial sector in relation dealing with issues of criminality. Either they want to take on the whole branch, or take on customers of the bank, or they want to attack a bullion man in that regard.
I see. Very interesting. Is there a reason for this 3 months that you mentioned becoming months of interest when it comes to this kind of attempts?
So now you don't worry too much. Like, you are on air.
Well, my job is to ask the questions.
Exactly. Okay, so they have also studied and realized that probably, let's use the word probably, there's large sums of financial activities within this period, and they also want to cash in. Or they realize that people have done what they have to do from January to probably April, May, June, and they might be closing their books, or this is the time people are ordering things for December. So there might be large chunk of movement of money, either in cash or transfer or any of those related activities. So those days, we could go to a bank and tell them, teller 1 or teller 3, within 11 to 1 p.m. or within 9 to 10, this teller, somebody is going to appear, watch documentation, watch the box teller. I have done that too extensively for like 10 years. We have studied the environment, and we could tell the bank. Or there's something we call due diligence for bankers. Before they open to the general public, they put us before the bankers, and we explain what is going to happen within the space. I set up something called fraud alert. So everywhere financial crime or fraud is committed within the geographical region, it comes to my desk, and I distribute it to my bankers who are my friends and all those within internal control, compliance, and that regard. So there has been a pattern right from within, because some of these criminals could be people who have worked within the bank, who are aggrieved, or they have friends in the bank who are contract staff workers who have not been paid well, or something happened within the bank and they realize that this could be a movement of something. And before you put me on, you put up a name saying it's not a Ghanaian. I don't know whether you are using a birth certificate to determine who is a Ghanaian, who is not a Ghanaian.
No, I'm saying that it's not a Ghanaian name.
Okay. So when you look at a certain category of people moving into an area, we have designation and classification where we say that this area has become a high intensity crime zone. And that also informs police officers what to do, what not to do. So police people move, they monitor all these people coming in our country, where they stay, what can happen there, what is likely not to happen at this place. And places that used to be quiet, they have moved, because between June, July, August, there's a large chunk of movement of financial activities, and criminals who also want to take advantage.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you, sir. Police arrest people and somebody went and slapped the suspect. You are aware.
Thank you. Because we're moving to that next. And I wonder what your own thoughts are on that.
I think they know this person. Mm-hmm. They trust this person. So they allow the person to get closer to the suspect in their hands. And the person did not behave as a human being and put the police officers in trouble. Because then you and I, if they arrest somebody and we get to the CID block, you know how the block is. There's no way we are going to know this is where they are holding the person or this is where they are having interaction with this person. So this particular person, from what we are hearing, is somebody who works within certain places, and the police might have known this person, or he used his prominence by working at ABCD to get closer to the suspect, and in my estimation, he misbehaved because the police officers have been referred to PIP as part of the due diligence unit within the police, which reviews and revises operations like what we are talking about, because human rights activists will also be, watchers will also be interested whether the police have just killed somebody innocently or they have arrested somebody innocently or all that. Once they have referred the people to them, it means that three things will come into being: procedural lapses and oversight responsibility negligence. That they allow somebody to come into their means who is not supposed to there, who is not supposed to get closer to the suspect, let alone slapping the suspect. And that is the difficulty they have.
I see. Why is this a big deal?
It's a big deal because people, before this particular thing, there was one of our brothers, I think it's a Muslim clerk, who said certain things. Then this pastor also came and said certain things. Then a Muslim lady said certain things. Then this man who went there to slap him, he was caught in the video also saying certain things. So I think within a small space of time, unknowingly to them, that their actions and inactions and behavior can become a public issue that may lead to public discussion. They put up this unfortunate behavior that is creating chaos in the system. Other than that, some of these things can be said and people will ignore it. And so now you know that sometimes the police will arrest you for your own safety and for your own security and for some tensions around you. So if the pastor is arrested, considering the rebuttal and where it's coming from, the police might have said that let's have this man to spend some time with us. Either they will invite you or they will get you arrested. But probably they are not arresting you solely because of what you said. But they might assess it and say your security, your safety, and there might be tension around you. So come and be with us for some time. And in the evening, they have their own way of doing their own thing.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much for
You're welcome.
Speaking to us. That's Mr. Richard Kumadoe. Always a pleasure talking to him. Fraud and security consultant joining us on the line. That's another interesting matter. So the matter of the robbery the robberies were planned for, according to the police, 3 banks. They got the information very early and prevented them from even starting with one.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is nice to hear, because one of the things people do not tell in Ghana, people rarely tell on people. They can sue you and it is none of their business. So it's interesting the police knew about this. The police will never tell you how they got the information, mostly because you don't know. It could be their own investigation over a period of time that has led them to this particular incident. Like Mr. Kumadoe says, it could also be that somebody from within told them about it. So there are many things that could have happened in this situation. But congratulations to the police for
people will be
this
promoted.
Oh, of course. Foiling this one. Meanwhile,
So now every successful operation or foiling of bad plans leads to promotion.
yeah, it depends. If they establish that there's a need to promote people for it, they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a way of
This
encouraging.
question you're asking.
You see, it's a way of encouraging. What do I say? Hard work or so, because this is part of their work within the Ghana Police Service. You see, most people within the service may have gotten accustomed to waiting for years to pass, so that if you are after 6 years you get promoted to this, after 2 years you get promoted to this, after 3 years you get, so you don't really need to do anything, heavy lifting. But this will tell you that if I work hard enough, I can get there faster.
I see.
Okay, so you take your job seriously and do better.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's a way of changing the behavior of the officers within the police service.
Okay.
Where matters are not limited to this one is FPU job, this one is no. All police officers are now on high alert. If I'm able to do this, I'll most likely get the jump.
Okay.
So I think that is a way of encouraging that kind of going the extra mile within the Ghana Police Service. That is the way I see it.
So you now understand why